You. What's going on? What's going on? Friday night, man. We in the building. I'm at one of the top flight studio locations. This right here, you see the pink, man. Don't mind the pink. This is getting painted. Let me show y'all what we working with for now. What we working with for right now. Top flight studio. How do I turn this thing around? I'm gonna just do it like this. Top flight studio coming. This is one of the locations we got. It's under construction. Just hold fast, hold fast. I got y'all. I got y'all. Big things in the works, man. I don't even like saying big things. I hate when people say big things. Anyway, the reason why I want to make this video, I know I'm all over the place with my channel, right? I do a lot of different topics, man. So if you're familiar with the conscious community, just if you're not familiar with the conscious community, just bear with me, all right? If you know what the conscious community is, then you already know what I'm talking about. You might agree, you might disagree with my take. If you agree, cool. If you disagree, cool. Leave a comment and we'll do a part two. If you don't know what the conscious community is it is basically a group of people who have knowledge of self, that are seeking knowledge of self, and that deal with topics that pertain to black people, okay, and the elevation of black people. And man, I was watching a program last night, and it really hit me real hard. V Bennett, what's up, big dog? It hit me real hard while I'm watching this program. Now, let me say this. When I set out for consciousness, I set out to grow, right? And I feel like I've grown in so many different areas of my life. And I feel like I've grown past a lot of the conscious community rhetoric, right? And I feel like I've grown to a new level, because my thing is, and my thing was, I want to learn how to deal in this society that is super racist. We know this, okay? I want to be able to learn to live in a society where it is racist, and I've experienced racism all my life, okay? But I wanted to learn how to succeed, right? And I wanted to learn my history, my past. I wanted to learn about my ancestors and my people. And I wanted to learn how we got here, why we do this, why do we use this religion. The religion really geared me towards a conscious community. When Trayvon Martin got shot, and I'm arguing with people about why he shouldn't have been killed, I almost went crazy. And I started seeking knowledge of self, you understand? So, what's up, MVP? What's up, big dog? What's going on? V Bennett, MVP in the building. Yes, indeed. So yeah, man, when Trayvon got killed, that's when I started seeking consciousness. Now, with that being said, I think I already talked about that before. With that being said, I was listening to a program last night, and they were arguing about whether we are Africans or whether we are black, okay? All right, some of y'all not gonna like this, but it's all good. Y'all still my brothers. Like I said, I feel, this is just my perception, I feel like I've grown past a lot of the conscious community rhetoric, because at some point, some stuff just didn't make sense, okay? Some stuff made sense for that time, and I gravitated to certain information at a certain time because it felt good, it sounded good, I believed it, right? But then new information comes out, new perspectives come in, and I get new perspectives, and I feel like the conscious community kind of hit like a plateau, right? They got to a point, they got some information, They stand on the shoulders of the ancestors, and most of the conscious community just kind of like plateaued out. They just level. They just right here. Okay, it's just right here. And I'm watching the show last night, and it was a Jamaican brother. He was on the show, and he was basically saying to the people, he was saying that us calling ourselves black is divisive. He said we should call ourselves Africans. And I ain't gonna front, dog. I was kind of heated in the car on the way home. I wanted to call into that platform, but they got me blocked. They don't fuck with me, and I don't rock with them. But I listen here and then when it's something that it might interest me. But I wanted to call in. I wanted to let that man have it, and it's like everybody on the platform was just brain dead, except for one lady that I don't rock with. But I ain't gonna front. She kind of gained my respect last night. Okay, in a certain area, I don't rock with her, but she kind of gained my respect by the way she was pushing back against this Jamaican gentleman and saying, we are black, et cetera, et cetera. But it really, what made me mad was the fact that this brother, he's a brother of ours from Jamaica, would tell us that we're divisive because we call ourselves black, right? And yeah, I agree. I agree, brother. I agree. Yep. But yeah, like I was saying, man, how he said we're divisive because we call ourselves black. But we all know, and I will bet $1,000 that that same Jamaican brother, our brother, has 3 or 4 different Jamaican flags around his house. One in his car, one at the office. Okay. And it pisses me off because it's like all of these other cultures, they get mad when us as black Americans, and I like the term, and I've adopted the term, foundational black Americans, right? It really makes me mad how when we start to take pride in our own culture, they tell us that we're not supposed to do it, and there's something wrong with it. But yet and still, we will see Jamaican flags, African flags, or whatever country in Africa, Nigerian flags, Puerto Rican flags. Everybody can rep their hood but us. It's amazing, dog. It's crazy. In some situations, we are black. In some situations, Africans. Depends on what exactly the issue is. We are no more divisive than anyone is. Exactly. He got his Jamaican flag, and we're okay with them. In fact, we've always been okay with all the other cultures. See, let me tell you this, man. Let me tell you from my perspective. I got Africa tattooed on me, man. When I was young, we used to wear African medallions around our neck. We used to wear African medallions on our hat. Okay? It was all about Africa. We paid homage, as long as I can remember, we paid homage to Africa. And then at some point, we started to realize that it wasn't being reciprocated. And that's just the truth of the matter. I mean, I'm talking from my perspective. I remember 2011, maybe 2012, I met a Nigerian, a girl from Nigeria, and she told me that she would never ever date a black man, an American black man. And she said it with such disgust, like she was about to throw up. And that's cool. You date whoever you want. I'm not one of those people that say you gotta stick within your race. You know what I mean? That's another part of the conscious community that has not elevated. Because, and I'll get to that in a minute. I'll get to my reasoning in a minute. But the girl said it was such, and that was my introduction to this this is my introduction to how some a nice amount of not Africans, let's just say Africans. That was the first time I ever heard something like that. She did not like black American men. She like, ew, no, never, never. My parents would kill me. I'm like, damn, you're black, and she was blacker than me, dog. She was blacker than me. That's crazy. That was the first time I ever heard something like that. So here we are repping to the fullest, paying homage. We got songs. We are really about our lineage and about our brothers and sisters in different areas. Oh, you Jamaican? We don't even see you as Jamaican. You black, dog. You one of us. You Puerto Rican. We even did the black and brown thing. We did that for a long time. We did the black and brown thing for a long time. So, I'm on this program last night, and dude was he couldn't wrap his head around the fact that we wanted to call ourselves black, and he wanted to call us what he thinks we should be called. And this is the attitude that is given off by a lot of foreigners, dog. Like, who the hell are you talking to, dog? Why are you telling us? Who are you talking to? Why are you telling us what we should be called? We've been over here for a long time. We've been over here for centuries. And, even with the Aboriginals, a lot of those guys are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? But I do agree with a lot of what they say, because they'll say stuff like, my grandparents never said nothing about being African. And I started to think, like, you know what? Nobody in my family has talked about being African, dog. And this is just my story. I'm not down in nobody. I'm not saying nobody's better or worse. I'm just saying we as black Americans have been so scrambled, and we've been so discombobulated, and people take pride in us saying we don't know who we are. But guess what? Today we know who we are today. We're foundational. I'm foundational black American today. And I appreciate a lot of the people, Dr. Claude Anderson and Tariq Nasheed, my man. People get mad at that all they want to. But I appreciate brothers like that put me on point. Look here, man. This is what it is. This is what it ain't. And it made sense. And I started to do the research. And then I started to think about my family lineage. And I'm like, dog, yeah, I'm foundational black American, dog. Then I went and talked to my father. I went and talked to my pops. You know what I'm saying? I asked him, man, what's up? Where's the family from? And he went down the line as much as he could. And there was nothing about Africa in there. You dig? Foundational. We got our own swag. We got our own situations going on out here. We got our own style. We got, and the world mimics that. So yeah, I started to take pride in that. And I want to know why people are upset about that. And I also want to know why. Because on the show last night, it was a bunch of people on there, and they was just like, they wasn't saying nothing. Like, nobody had any new information for this guy. Nobody could say anything new. They just kept reverting back to old rhetoric from the past. We salute all of our older OGs and everybody who put it in. But fam. It's 2023. It's 2000. What are we doing today to help us advance as foundational black Americans? What are we doing today to help us advance? We keep talking about Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, and I'm gonna get on Malcolm X for a minute. I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but I saw a clip from Malcolm X the other day that somebody tried to use, and it was kind of like raccooning. You know what I'm saying? And it was some brothers and sisters that posted it. But anyway, we respect everybody, man. But how long are we gonna sit on these panels and talk about this same information? Ancient Egypt, dog. Like, come on, cuz. It's a whole debate. It's a whole debate going on for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. People about to pay $30 a pop to see a debate of whether the ancient Egypt's black or not. And don't get me wrong, when I first ran into the conscious community, coming from the hip hop community, I was just glad to see other brothers and sisters talking about something knowledgeable. I was glad to see people speaking about academia and being scholastic. That, I still love that. You know what I'm saying? V Bennett, you feel me? I still love the fact that nevertheless, it's mundane rhetoric, but nevertheless, I still am grateful that there is a platform and platforms where people are being scholastic and academic. But and what it's out of control. It's like it's to the point where it's just a little world. It's a small little world, and it's like they don't even see outside of that world. They think Africa is Wakanda. They think that's gonna save everybody. Let's move back to Africa. Are y'all? What are y'all talking about? You got people living right here in Detroit talking all this Africa stuff. Fam, you're in Detroit. You got 4 kids. What are you going to do to better their life? Talking about Africa is not going to help them, dog. It's feel-goodery. It's feel-goodery, man. You know, and, you know, it was just really hard to listen to, you know, and I'm glad that that lady, I can't call her a sister, but I'm glad she spoke up because the host, I'm gonna say, I got you. I seen you that contact info. How do I send it, dog? Where I send it to? You on Instagram or anything? But I'm glad that lady spoke up, man, because she was the only one. She was the only one she was the only one with some sense. The host was brain dead. I don't know what he was doing. He'll go whichever way the wind blows him. He'll go this way on this day and this way on that day. Peace and black power, and there's peace and blessings. You know what I mean? Like, pick a side, homie. Figure out what you want to do. But yeah, so I'm glad she was there to speak on the situation because everybody was so, and hence my title. The conscious community is out of touch because I got you, homie. I got you. I bet that. I'm gonna add you in a sec. The conscious community is out of touch because you got a big group of people. You got 900 people in the chat. You got 7 people on the panel, and you got 1 person fighting the fight that needed to be fought last night and saying the things that needed to be said. The conscious community is like 20, 30 years behind. And I'm not even a scholar or none of that stuff. I'm just a black man, a foundational American. That's what I am. Foundational black American, you dig? But everybody was just, nobody knew what to say. They don't know what to talk about. They don't know if they should be African or if they should be black. They don't even know. You dig? And it's wild to me, man. That's not the place for help. That's not the place to look for a solution. What I found is, and this is just my opinion, what I found is every man must take care of their family, dog. You know, I went through these phases, and the conclusion that I came to was I gotta take care of my family, and I need to take care of those along the way that I can reach my hand out to. We can't save everybody. Last night, all they kept saying was, we gotta come together. What is come together, dog? People been saying come together for 30 years, dog. All we gotta do is unite. All we gotta do is come together. Come together. Y'all are together right now. Look what y'all doing. Y'all just talking about nothing. What does come together mean? It's just a bunch of sloganism. And like I said, man, I need to take care of my kids, take care of my family, try to give a good word to the next brother, and try to be an example. You know what I mean? There is no coming together, saving the world. There is no coming together and everybody marching down the street and changing the condition, it's not gonna work like that. Uh, we gotta save ourselves, man, because a lot of these platforms, you can look on these platforms and you can tell what it would look like if we all came together. It wouldn't be good, dog. It would not be good. You see the infighting and you see the scamming and you see the nastiness. You see the pseudoisms. I was on a brother's Instagram page, and this is a good segue into my next topic. I was on a brother's Instagram page. And I'm gonna keep it real because I'm not gonna be disrespectful. I was on Blue Pill. I was on his Instagram page, and I used to look up to Blue Pill or Red Pill, and I still do have a lot of respect for those brothers. They're very intelligent brothers, very smart brothers. But it's a lot of pseudoism. Like it's a whole lot of stuff that has nothing to do that's going to help us today. It's a whole lot of conspiracy theories. It's a whole lot of talk about the war over there and all their inside information that they know. Man, cut it out, dog. Cut it out. Like we need something that's going to help us today. That information is useless. If y'all know so much about the insiders and the Illuminati and the illuminated ones, y'all should be rich, man. It should be a lot of money flowing in y'all circumference. Y'all should have a lot of money since y'all are illuminated as well. Y'all got all this information, this discreet, covert, top secret information, right? Then y'all should have a lot of money, man. I mean, come on, man. I had to comment on a couple of his posts, man. He kept posting Kanye. And let's talk about Kanye. Let's talk about Kanye. Let me say this about Kanye. Yeah, they know the secrets. V. Bennett, they know the secrets, dog. They know all about the Illuminati. They know all about the banks, the Rothschilds, and what's going to happen next, and the numerology. You know all this numerology, dog. Tell me what the lottery. Tell me the number so I can hit the lottery, dog. You dig? Come on, man. But he kept posting about Kanye, and that's going to lead me into my next topic, Kanye West. And I want to give that brother his props before I give him constructive criticism or give my opinion, because I'm nobody to give him constructive criticism. But this is more towards the people who are championing Kanye. Those are the real problem. The people that are running around here, yeah, Kanye did another rant. I saw a dude post that he forget the dinner with Jay-Z, forget that 500,000, he'd rather smoke with Kanye. And I'm gonna be real nice and I'm gonna be real understanding, because I understand that some of these brothers are young and they're younger than me and they're mentally younger than me. But Kanye West, when I see Kanye, I love his presence, right? I love the fact that he has a independent, rebellious, revolutionary vibe about him. From what we see, because I don't trust nothing I see in the industry. So from what we see, this is what he is about. He is about standing on business. He's about speaking his mind. He is about anti-industry for now, because it wasn't always like that. And I believe he'll crawl back over to the industry if they let him. But I love his artistic expression. I love the set at his concerts. I love how he does his, he'll press a button and then run away. He can do stuff like that, and I appreciate that, because not everybody can do that. He is one of the greatest musicians that we've had in the past 30 to 50 years. One of the greatest rap, hip hop musicians, artists. I'm gonna just call them an artist. Now, with that being said, my man came out last year with the White Lives Matter shirts, and he came out with Candace Owens, and he came out with all this crazy talk, right? The George Floyd talk. He came out with all this stuff, man. And oh, shout out to my barber too, man. Reds on Potomac Street. My man got me rizzy. Oh boy. I gotta go work at 11 o'clock, man, but I'm feeling extra good. My man got me out the way. But yeah, so he came out with all this outlandish stuff. We gave this man pass after pass, and the next thing you know, he comes back with more disrespect with these T-shirts and all this other talk, right? So now he's back with his latest rant. He lost it all last year. He lost billions of dollars, right? And my problem is not really with him, because if you have no problem losing it all, then more power to you. If you are, I have no problem with somebody who has been in Hollywood, has been in Calabasas, has been in these circles, has experienced that taste of life and said, you know what, I don't need this. I have no problem with that. I respect that to the fullest, man. But it's the guys that are cheerleading his demise, because he looks very sick. He looks like something's wrong with him. It really looks like mental illness. And you got people out here in the world that are cheering him on. Yeah, Kanye, yeah, say that, do that. Destroy yourself, self-destruct, self-sabotage. And I'm wondering, like, man, a lot of these people have never been in a business atmosphere. They've never ran a business. They've never had positions of importance. Because if you have had any of those things, you would know that there's a way to go about things. And the reality is, our brother Kanye needs some help, man. And all the cheerleaders, y'all need some help too. Y'all don't need the same help that Kanye needs, but y'all need help. Y'all need to grow up. Y'all need to learn and live and stop cheering on this man's demise, because it's not looking good for him. He keeps talking and talking and talking and talking. Yeah, he has a lot of yes people. He has a lot of yes people around him. I was watching the live, Yes Jules, and I met Yes Jules out at the one hotel, and she, I ain't gonna get into her, but the people he has around him, and don't get me wrong, I know what it's like to be around some of these artists, and it's not easy. If you tell certain artists certain things, they will kick you off their bus. You're kicked out the whip. And I believe that a lot of the people that told Kanye the truth, I believe they got kicked out the whip. So I believe he keeps those yes people around him. Whether it's his mental illness or whatever the case is, it makes him comfortable, fine. He can't be controlled. I understand that too. Some people feel like, hey, you can't control me. That's cool, but there should still be some level of control. Just a small level of control. There has to be some order. There has to be some rhyme and reason. If you're gonna go on these rants, you should at the very least, have a plan, right? Okay, I'm gonna go on this rant. They're gonna try to take some stuff from me. But guess what? In my clause, it says this, and this. That right there, I will respect him. I will respect him a lot more if he had something in place, if he talked his shit, but had something in place to where they can't touch him. There's nothing gangster, there's nothing smart, there's nothing intelligent about just running out and just blah, 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 and losing billions of dollars. There's nothing cool about that, man. I don't respect that. You may not be able to control someone, but you can clear a lane so they can walk off. Yeah, that's a fact. And man, if you'd have seen that live last night, They was in there cheering them on. It was sick. It was very sick, dog. It was extremely sick. They was in there clapping, cheering them on, and none of those people care about him. I don't want to say none because I don't know all of them. I don't know all of them. But it seems as if they would see most of those people were probably just happy to be in his presence. You dig? Most of those people were just happy to be. Most of those people were just happy to be in his presence, right? Most of those people were just happy to be in a room full of industry insiders. It was probably some drugs involved, and they were just happy to be there. And that's another thing, what happened to the Christianity? He has a song with Lil Durk, and who else is on that track? Lil Durk and I think 21. Nah, Lil Durk and Future, I think it is. And he's talking about switches and Glocks and killing. Like, what happened to the Christianity, dog? Where did that go? And people, his cheerleaders, they not gonna make him stand on. Dog, we thought you was Christian, dog. We thought you was no more. I thought you was doing Christian rap. What happened? You know. But nevertheless, man, that's my Kanye take. I'm about to get ready to get to work, man. I got a shoot over at Hookah Lounge. It's a birthday party over there. I'm about an hour from home. I'm at my other location. We're getting the paint and stuff ready because we about to paint the room. We about to get the studio all together. I'm still undecided on what I'm gonna do with this particular room, whether it's gonna be Top Flight Radio or Top Flight TV. I need a bigger space for Top Flight TV, so I might just hold off. But V Bennett, I appreciate you tapping in. MVP Harris, I appreciate you tapping in. I gotta get y'all on my show one day, man. It's just some small talk. Just little stuff that I be, talking about. So, hey, I'm out of here. Man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.